my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now, these are your rather late new moon readings, so I'm going to look at the question of how to best integrate the new moon energies, because we've got a couple of weeks left. Well, no, we haven't. We've got a week left. But this is part of a 6-month cycle, it's part of a larger cycle, and it's part of a very close cycle. But decisions that we can make now can affect the next 20 or 30 years of our lives. So I've been struggling with my computer and work commitments. I keep getting blue screen of death. So I would say watch your sun, your moon and your rising, assuming you get chance, or assuming I get chance even, to put sun, moon and rising out there for you. But we'll aim for all 12 and we'll see how far we get before blue screen of death. So general reading rules apply. Roles can be reversed. Timing's not absolute. That's it really. You can ask a question. I'm looking at these cards from the angle of how to best integrate these energies, how to best move forward. But if you want to ask a question of your own beforehand, then pause the video, spend a moment to identify what your question is, but be aware of the other questions that are flying around you in that mix, because the cards will answer what they want and not necessarily what you and I think is the highest priority. Now, bear in mind that this new moon was opposite Saturn, so there is an element of practicality with our decisions and seeing what we can build within our current restrictions. And for any further astrological detail, go to my Facebook page, link down below of course, and have a look at what some of the astrologers say, especially, as I said on my degree reading for the day, Anastasia Cosmic Astrologer. But I keep putting more and more stuff up. Astrology Hub's weather forecast for this week was a good one as well, for specifically on this topic. Okay, so on that Facebook page, of course, there's an inbox, so you can contact me directly for a personal reading if that's what you want. And as ever, this is a bulk introduction, so there's a timestamp in the description down below, so that when you get to watch your rising and your moon sign, of course, this is a hexed moon, if you've seen my Which Moon Hex video. And as I've just found out by listening to Emmy Evolving, it's also a fake moon and the real moon is behind it, apparently. That was tongue-in-cheek, but apparently that's a conspiracy theory that's out there. So, your sun, your rising, and your fake hexed moon signs, assuming I get to do all 12, click on the timestamp below, you get straight to the reading. And on that note, let me bring up the cards. Okay, Aries, and welcome Aries rising and Aries moon, or fake hexed moon, after the timestamp. This is looking like a very, very promising spread, but things are going to be different for you than what you are expecting. What you have nine of Cups right here in the center of the spread. The energy that you are to concentrate on is wish fulfillment, bringing into being in your life just exactly what it is that you are wanting to do. But it's going to be a very interesting road to get there. And I think you're going to find that what you are wanting and wishing to do and what you end up doing are two different things, but that shouldn't stop you working towards what it is that you wish to do at the moment. It has to be in a balanced fashion. There's almost like you are being given an option. Do I do this? Do I do this? Do I do this? Do I do this? And I would say go for the one that makes your heart sing. Simple as that. Go for the one that makes your heart sing. But be aware that there does appear to be some conflict and illusion around you that I am suggesting that you should maybe do your best to play no part in. It's that moon card. I normally love the moon card. I mean, I would do the moon rules my chart, but, or the fake X moon. But here I'm really seeing the illusions and even less than that, the distortions that moonlight can give. And the two towers that I'm seeing here seem to be quite unforgiving. It's almost like I've got to go there or I've got to go there, and that's scary and that's just as scary, and neither of them are giving me good vibes. And I'm talking about scary as in like the Tower or whatever it was called of Mordor type scary. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's not a good choice, and that's not a good choice. And so it's almost like you're being presented with a false dichotomy. And there is arguments about this, but I would let those arguments expend themselves. Let them work themselves out. You don't have to take part in any of that, because what Spirit is bringing in is good things once the conflict is over. Five of Swords here, and I'm really feeling like it is the guy that's picking up the swords and going, yay, I'm victorious. And I think there's that chance of victorious, or a greater chance of the victorious, if you have done your best to keep out of the conflict in the first place. Let the others fight it out. Let the people around you argue about it while you work towards making the preparations on whatever you are planning as your next step, your next phase, your next project. Because there's a huge amount here of doing, but it being tied up with identity, with you feeling good about yourself. So like I say, go for that option that makes your heart sing, because it gives you the bit where, see what I have built, see what I have made, and feeling really proud of yourself that you have done it. However, this effort, this victory that you get, or spoils of victory anyway, because it's almost like the other folk have just got bored and walked off. You know, it's like, yeah, I'm not arguing about this anymore. And then that's where you can step in and go, but hang on a minute, you made some good points, you made some good points, and I'm going to keep both of those points, or use both of those points is probably a better way to put it. I mean, swords are information. And then we have immediately the page of scrolls with it. So it's almost like some information comes into you that makes sense of the argument that's been going on around you. And that argument obviously didn't make a lot of sense when it was happening. And with Mars in your sign at the moment, there is a temptation just to go, well, I think this and I'm going to dive into that. No, just stand back. Because what that argument is to start off with, you don't really care. And you're going to be exposed to it. You are going to hear both sides of the argument. Well, you know, take it or leave it, you're going to hear it, whether you're interested or not. So there are some pearls of wisdom that are coming in from both sides. Got the duality with that Two of Pentacles here and the Twin Towers in the Moon card here. But once all this has blown over or resolved, or like the focus of the storm has moved away, that brings you to a point where you take your stand. Then you get on your own hill and conquer it and have to defend it. But it's bringing you, it's Aries, you like to be the leader, and I think you will get a chance to lead here. And it's also the other aspect with the Seven of Wands is it can bring you to a new level where you are interacting with peers of your skills, caliber, peers in whatever your project happens to be. You know, so if this is a relationship issue for you, then you get to encounter people who speak or at least understand your emotional language. If it's a work issue, say your career is IT, then you get to mingle and mix with people who are at your level. And there's very much about at your level. But this in and of itself brings change. This in and of itself brings a lot of change, which I think you only find this path by setting off on what you are initially wanting to do. But I don't think that's what you're going to end up doing. But it doesn't matter. You should still do the work to try and do what you want to do. Now, I must admit, with the Celtic cross, you could say I read it back to front. I always see that as the past, that as the future. Whereas I think traditionally, that's the past, that's the future. Right now, it's almost like they're both the future. They're both things going on. I'm not seeing any past here. And that's again emphasized by this duality in both of these two cards. This change that is brought around, this transformation, because we've got, I'm sure there was a judgment card somewhere. Yeah. Okay, it's there. Right. This change, this transformation that is brought about by this mingling with your peers, whatever that means, brings in, well, it changes a lot of things. It shatters a lot of things. There are things with that Tower card. Normally I would try and ameliorate and say, oh, it's just the shattering of this or the shattering. No, it's every bit as devastating as what the Tower card implies, but that in and of itself brings in good stuff. But it does mean that what was there is getting destroyed. But the Wheel of Fortune here is bringing in good stuff, and it's going to be a fast situation, because on this side we have Six of Swords moving to a better place, clarified by the Eight of Spirals, Eight of Wands, going to a better place fast once that storm hits, once that tower falls. So this is a process that is all generated by you chasing after what is wish fulfillment for you. And then through this tower, it's not that the world shifts itself to accommodate what you want to do, but you trying to do what you want to do puts you into a space where you have the skills for something the world wants you to do, and then it moves to accommodate you. Because again, we've got on the bottom of the deck Belarusa, the devil, that which is telling me that with Two of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, the other one, there is that matter of balance. There is a trap. But from my Demon Possessed Tarot, you can see quite a few cards wanted to come out. And we start with that mental conflict that I was on about, the Five of Wands with Agarias. But that conflict is opening up resources for you. It is opening up a new direction for you that I believe that your intuition will go, right, this is the way to go. And you will only see that new direction by chasing after what your wish fulfillment is right now. But I want to say, the more I look at these cards, the more I think about it, whatever your wish fulfillment is right now, you're not going to get it. But you are going to be put into a far better place, being given new topics, new subjects, new knowledge, new skills, new resources for something that you will be equally as proud of, and that is possibly a tad more practical and definitely something that has a greater chance of success for you. And it will possibly be a springboard for you to achieve that wish fulfillment later, if you still want that. Not sure that you will. But this is a coming into power. It is an initiation. We have the Angel of Power. The power of divine love protects and enfolds me. There's a few things. That's coming into the power, Angel of Power. So you are being put into that position where you are meeting new higher level peers, and you are one of them. And that obviously demands more from you, but also protects and enfolds me. That's almost like the divine is going, yeah, we know you want that, but come on, this way. You'll get there soon. Yeah, there we go. Now, that's your destiny for the next couple of years. Work with that. You're going to love it. Trust us. We're spirit. And I do feel that you are almost there in working towards this wish fulfillment. Two of Cups here with the Nine of Spirals. There's that feeling of really bringing two things together again. If this is a relationship thing, you're almost there. But if this is a relationship thing, if you're hoping to get together with person A, you're going to end up getting together with person B. But person B, who you do not know yet, but person B is a far more realistic, practical, harmonious option. Now, I'm not downcrying person A there. I'm just saying that if you two were so in harmony, you'd have already got together. But there is an offer of somebody in harmony coming along. However, I don't tend to focus on that sort of thing. That was more a metaphor for what I am seeing, because this is more of a life direction thing. This is more a who you want to be in the world. I mean, when all said, Aries is I am. And there is no greater statement than I am. But when you add things onto that phrase, I think you're going to find that you're adding new words to the end of that phrase, and you really, really like it. So other people are already seeing that you are going through a transformation, even if they think that you're a little bit of a dreamer, but they have recognized that you have come to terms with something. You've come to terms with something emotionally, whatever your particular something is, and that coming to terms with is making a transformation for you. And it's almost something that you could be a little nervous of yourself, but it is helping you create a dream that you want to take forward into the world. And you're wondering, how will the world receive this dream of mine? Well, looking at this, the answer is actually it won't. But that doesn't matter, because the start of it is going to go well. And then this Tower Wheel of Fortune business hits. And then you're going, so that's why I was trying to do that, because I'm going to end up doing this. And that makes sense now. Because we have, well, one, I would draw your attention to that divine pairing, King of Cups, Queen of Cups, right here, from how other people are perceiving you and affecting you to your hopes and fears. So it's almost like those positive influences that are around you can assuage your fears. They can enhance your hope. And that's true whether it's a love thing or a work thing or a life direction thing, whatever. But that's the power I'm getting from that particular divine coupling in that position. But it's also showing to me a slight softening in, you start off going, this is what I want to achieve. And the world goes, oh, really? Well, have you thought about this, and by the way, that isn't there anymore? And you're transmuting into a slightly more receptive space where you're going, yeah, what I wanted to do isn't as practical or suitable as I thought it was, so I am going to modify it. And actually, I think that's a better idea, and I'm going to enjoy this more. And this is what the King of Pentacles with the Queen of Scrolls at the end is telling me, that you are going to be very, very insightful on how you are going to bring things into material manifestation. Now, interestingly, however, I'm telling you about the positive influence of people, but there's a warning here because, as you may know if you've watched my new moon readings before, this card represents the archons, or an archontic mask that the archons wear of some god or another. Whereas this card at the bottom here is representing that natural divine god energy that is trying to lift you up and get you to wherever you need to be, whatever that is. So if you are relying on other people for workmanship, that is something that you have to watch for. And if you are working in concert with somebody and relying on them too much, because this is your baby, remember, this is your rebirth here with Nine of Cups and Death. If you are relying on their workmanship, yeah, be careful. But there's also that Hephaestus was loyal, but his wife was not so loyal. Let's put it that way. So loyalty in concert of working with somebody is something that I want to be careful. Don't expect too much of other people is what I'm trying to say. However, with Perseus with gifts, there is magic coming your way. There is certainly, like I say, this tower, it's every bit as devastating as the Tower card promises, but as you come out of that wreckage, that's when the good stuff arrives. That's when the new stuff arrives. That's where you get given your magic sandals and your your shield with Medusa's head on the front of it. Because the House of Night Oracle gives us the card of movement. So you are going to be moving forward. We've got two very big movement cards here. This is why it's like almost the future is splitting in the two. And the trick is to go down both timelines because they're not a different timeline. And Schlegiel is telling me to see the beauty in the barrenness. See the beauty in the absence, the poverty, the lack, the wreckage, whatever that barrenness is, because you can still have fun and really, really enjoy what it is that you are working towards. And with the King of Pentacles being the final card, there may be loss and poverty and lack when that tower hits, but it isn't going to last. That's the important thing. You're going to have what you need. Here, the answers that you need are coming. And as I say, I don't think the answers are going to be quite what you think they are. But this conflict that was around you that gives you the information that you need, we have from the Queen of the Moon, waxing crescent 5, peace. And that's also telling me that, one, be at peace, all is okay. Even when that tower thing hits, all is okay. It's all according to the plan. But it's also telling me about that step back from the conflicts and just let it play out in front of you rather than diving in. I think diving in won't work to your advantage. That's everything. That's everything that I see. So if this means anything to you, Aries, click down below. If you're a new viewer and you're still here, hopefully you liked it. And if you did, press the subscribe button, and also the like button also helps. It helps with the Google politics, so to speak. And stay tuned. There'll be your monthlies out soon. And if I've managed to get your other two signs up yet when I upload this, they're going to be uploaded over the course of a few days. So don't expect all 12 to appear at once, not the way the days have been going. But hey, no blue screen of death so far. Cheers.